Game 162 is in the books as the Yankees beat the Orioles. The 162, you hear me? Game 160, excuse me, in the books. Yankees beat the Orioles. Judge smacks his 52nd home run of the season. Giancarlo Stanton is back into his postseason form with 2 home runs, almost a third. He almost had a third home run. So a great win for the Yankees. With all that being said, the Blue Jays did win versus Tampa Bay. So we're still dead tied for the AL East, which means that, you know, as of right now, the Yankees are the top wild card team, which we clinched yesterday. So we got to win. We need the Blue Jays to lose, right? Because no matter, even if we win all these games, if the Blue Jays don't lose, the Yankees would not clinch the division. So we're looking for Tampa Bay to help out a little bit, and we'll do our part, keep winning. That's all we can do is keep winning. But let me say what's up to the chat real quick, and then we go into the box score and hopefully see Boone's post-game press conference and talk about upcoming playoffs. Demon D says, "Let's go Yankees." What's good, my guy? Mr. Met Killer. Mr. Met Killer is all over the internet, by the way. I run into this dude in every chat, every video, even the most randomest sports channels that you wouldn't think you see him. Mr. Met Killer is there, obviously talking shit about the Mets, like always. But he says, postseason stand upload complete, Jason. Let's get this money. Exactly, man. Exactly. Demon D, Yankees have the MVP and the MVB. Whoa, most valuable booty. I don't know what you're talking about, brother, but I hope you're not talking about Stanton's booty. Hey, yo, bro, it's too late for that. Yeah, you getting Katie, what's up, Katie? Jacob says, Custodio, my brother, was good, Jacob. Yo, what's up? I have to say, you guys are looking good at the right time. Damn, that is the nicest thing Andrew has said about the Yankees all season. So, what? I'll take it, man.
It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not
Jacob
enough.
says, huge win. Unfortunately, Bednar probably not available 3 straight days. Yeah, but hopefully we won't need him. Hopefully we won't need him 3 straight days. That's the goal, I guess. The way it's looking, and I know Ace said it was announced. I don't know if it was announced, but Cam Schlitter is most likely going to be the Game 3 starter if needed in a wild card series. But look, that's like I'm hoping that we can win these next 2 games, right? We already beat their toughest pitcher. I'm talking about the Orioles. We beat Trevor Rogers today. We got past that. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't take these next 2 games, and hopefully Tampa Bay can help us out and beat these guys at least once. My man Ace is in the building. Ace is in the building. We play early tomorrow. If we win, Jay's going to be playing with pressure. Yeah, they'll play. I'm pretty sure they scoreboard watching. All the pressure's on the Jays. Let's not get it twisted. All the pressure's on the Jays. You don't lose freaking a 5-game lead or 6-game lead, whatever it was, a week in the last week of the season too at that. So all the pressure is on them. Don't make no mistake about it. But I'm sure they were watching the scoreboard today, and I'm sure we're living rent free in their minds. You know, when you have George Springer complaining and saying, why don't they just give it to the Yankees already if they want them to win and stuff like that, you know that we're in their heads a little bit. So hopefully they need to lose, right? Because no matter what, if they win both games, it's all for nothing, you know. And this is why every game is so important, every single game. So we'll see. Let me take a look at the box score real quick before we move on. All right. Well, no, let's do it this way. Looking at the box score, obviously the scores 8-4. Bellinger looked good. Look, the Yankees, I'm not gonna lie, man. The offense is picking up right at the right time. Like with Stanton today, 2 for 4, 5 RBIs. Almost he just missed the 3rd home run. He literally just missed it, maybe 6 feet away, 4 feet away, whatever it is. He just missed it though. So Stanton, 2 for 4. That's good to see because he's looked terrible as of late. Bellinger, all the guys that you want clicking, click today. Judge got his hit. Bellinger 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Ahmed Rosario, I don't know what's going on with him. He's been kind of struggling lately, but hopefully he can figure it out. Grisham came in, pinch hit, and got a hit. Austin Slater, I've seen enough of Austin Slater. I'm gonna be honest. I've seen enough of him. I get it. That the Yankees are really, they want him to turn it on, but it's just not working out. He's cutting into Dominguez's playing time. I feel like Dominguez should just get the start over him. I get it. Dominguez's defense may be a little sketchy at times, but his bat is way better than Austin Slater's. Plain and simple. From both sides of the plate, too. Volpe got a hit. Wells. So, overall, man, is looking good. Looking very, very good, my friends. Very good. Oh, Boone is here. Hold on.
Really, really tough matchup. And to look up, and especially after, they hit the 3-run homer to take the lead, and then
Judge with a
right
big
back,
home run, man.
With the 2-run homer, and then back-to-back two-run homers, both Judgy and G there, and just impressive. The line drive by Judge, and then kind of the more majestic one by Big G there. So huge answer back, after a big 3-run homer by them.
We've seen what Giancarlo Stanton can do in the playoffs. It seemed like a week ago he was still kind of trying to find his rhythm
That's
at the
Aaron
plate
Judge's
yesterday.
last
He had
10
a big
game
double
stats.
today. He drove
He is
in
absolutely
5.
on
Just
fire.
what are you seeing with the way he's locked in right now?
Yeah, I feel like he's grinding a little bit at it. That month we talk about him, where probably as good as I've ever seen him, where he was just kind of carrying us through that month, where it was just, seemed like a homer every day or a big hit every day, whatever it may be. And, kind of grinding through a little bit of a stretch there, but, he's just so good at focusing and understands what's at stake. And and I think the first at bat, when he goes right center, I think he fell behind kind of two, awkward little swings. He's 0-2 and just processes.
I think the reason why is because a lefty,
slows
a
it
tough
down,
lefty,
and just kind of like, hey, I just know.
That's probably why we didn't see Rice today,
and rides it out to right center. Just really, showy at bats by him, and we've kind of just come accustomed to seeing it.
Yeah, it's a off there. I understand why I know Ben Rice, a tough lefty at that, right? Trevor Rogers, he's a tough lefty, so they probably was like, you know what, let's give him a day off. No point of putting him in there against a really tough lefty. Ben Rice has been swinging the bat well. You don't want to throw him in there and for him to go 0 for 3, 0 for 4, whatever. Even though I think he could have hit him. I'm not sure what Ben Rice's numbers are against Trevor Rogers, but I think that's the reason why. And get Goldie in there. You got to give Wellesley his reps. So I wasn't mad about Ben Rice being in the game. Now, if we came into a big spot in the game where we needed a hit or something, and he would not bring him in, then it would have been an issue for me.
Aaron, how much scoreboard watching are you doing during the game? And also, do you encourage or discourage your players from looking at the scoreboard?
Scoreboard watching.
I watch a lot. I don't.
At least he's being honest.
Discourage or encourage.
At least he's being honest, right?
And the reason I don't is because
I have another.
I know we're in a good place.
Out.
Like as far as our focus and understanding the importance of the day and handling our business. So. That's the main thing. Obviously, we have no control over anything. So, other than what we do between the lines, so our guys are locked in, playing for a lot, focused. But with that said, I'm watching all the time.
Anthony,
Aaron, when Giancarlo is coming out of a slump, is it flip the switch, one at bat and you go, oh, he's back, or is it more a series of at bats where you?
Yeah, I don't know. It can be both. Sometimes he's grinding through things physically. Like he's
Oscar the grind. I'm just trying something new. I'm gonna start adding more like this.
I don't really ever feel like he really fell out of it. I feel like
Danny Boy's in the building. It was good, Danny Boy.
Obviously, wasn't hot or getting a lot of results there, maybe for a little bit of a stretch. But I didn't feel like he was really ever felt off to me.
Ron.
With Aaron, you've been used to for years his power and his run production. Are you surprised he's closing in on a batting title?
No, nothing Aaron Judge does surprises me. I mean,
They should ask him
to
who
me,
he
he's the
thinks is the
clear-cut
MVP.
MVP.
Yeah, he said it. He took the words right out my
batting
mouth.
title. I mean,
He took the words right out my
I feel
mouth.
like he's
man.
been on base 7 times a day the last week. You know, whether they don't pitch to him, hitting it out of the ballpark. You know, made a really good play in right field to open the game. You see his athleticism out there. I don't put anything past 99. I mean, he's playing like an all-time great.
99.
Is the key to the batting average just strike zone knowledge?
I think that's a big part for him because obviously, you know, pitchers, unlike probably anyone in baseball, pitch really carefully to him and
Hold on, let me address
are going
one
to try and
comment.
force him to get himself out. Yeah, or
What is it? Mr. Snow says you guys got lucky. Rogers did not do well. Actually, the last time we faced Rogers, we should have won that game if it wasn't for the left fielder Beavers making 2 crazy plays. He robs Giancarlo Stanton of a home run, and then took a big single away with a diving play. If it weren't for those 2 plays, we would have knocked Trevor Rogers out the first time we faced him a week ago or a few days ago, whatever it was. So I wouldn't say we got lucky. We've actually been hitting that dude pretty good. They got lucky, if anything, with their defense. But let's continue.
otherwise, they're just going to keep it moving and put him on, you know. So he obviously does. He's become really good at controlling the strike zone and not leaving much. If you execute perfectly, you got a chance to get him out. But you make a mistake, you're in trouble. And if you throw something out of the zone, non-competitive, like he's spitting on it. So, and then I think he takes a lot of pride in being a really good hitter too. And that, batting average is important to him. So I'm not surprised.
Max.
Yeah, me neither.
What do you make of the way Duvall has been throwing the ball lately?
Yeah, I mean, that was electric tonight,
Oh, yeah.
especially after falling behind 3-0 and then just wiped him out. I mean, that's what he's capable of. And he's had, I feel like now, a few good outings where he shows that. So, he could be, a real X factor for us in getting some big outs, and he's capable of getting really good hitters out when he's synced up out there and using, the cutter, the sinker, and the slider, and filling up the strike zone. He's tough.
Brian.
Yeah.
Meredith.
That's good to see, too, man. Duvall's going to be
Aaron,
a
that second ball
huge...
Stanton hit.
He's going to be huge for us. If he can pitch like that in the postseason, we in good shape. Devin Williams, too. If he can, pitch the way he's been pitching as of late, at least decent, man. Like I get it. He might not be returned to the freaking airbender form like he was 2 years ago or whatever. But if we need the bullpen to come through this postseason for real. If Duvall is going to be pitching like that, and not walking guys, that's his biggest thing, man. That he walks a lot of batters. He's wild as hell, and he throws a lot of pitches over the plate. I don't care how hard you throw. If you throw it enough times over the heart of the plate, it's gonna get hit. This is the big leagues, man. These guys this is what they do. Let me put Devin Williams last 5 just to see what he's working with. Oh shoot. All right. Yep. So his last 5 appearances has been really good. Gave up no runs, 10 strikeouts, 10 strikeouts and 5 innings pitched. Yeah, I'll take that all day.
Can you just explain what it takes to get a ball out to that part of the ballpark?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, he hit it great, but that's not all of it either. That's like a good, healthy fly ball to center for us regular people. So. But he stood on it right away, and I'm like, that's just ho-hum into the stands too, quite a bit back. So, what him and Aaron do and the way they can hit the ball. It's,
all right, man, that's enough. This dude's going to put me to sleep. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back. All right. I mean, yeah, I'm glad that before they even asked the question, because he's going to get the question asked eventually. He was just like, look, he's the MVP, Judge. And I agree. And it's not even a biased thing. I get it that he has to say that, but it's not even a biased thing. To me, he's the MVP. I don't care how many home runs this dude hits. When you look at every other metric, every other metric says Judge is clear-cut MVP. This dude, the one thing is home runs, right? And I get it, it's a big deal. And I'm not taking away nothing from Cal Raleigh because he's having a crazy year, right? But come on, man. If it's gonna be just for one, and then you gotta, well, he's a catcher and he's so important because he's a catcher, and it's like, all right, but how do you measure that, right? How do you measure the something like that, right? You know, Judge is the captain of the New York Yankees, arguably the biggest franchise in the world, almost, you know, one of them. Like, come on, that got to count for something too. So I'm just saying, man, I don't know, but that's for another episode. Let me get back into the chat because you guys are killing it, and I appreciate it. And if you haven't liked the stream, please hit the thumbs up. YouTube loves it when you hit the thumbs up. All right. FSU tie game, 36 seconds less. Well, that's probably over now. Tampa Bay needs to help us out, or they pay double next year. Not even, man. If Tampa Bay don't win the game, they getting evicted. That's what I see. Bronx dropping torpedoes. And it's crazy, you know, with all the torpedo nonsense. You know how many players are using the torpedo even before last year. And Kyle Riley, he's a torpedo guy, you know, but nobody's hating on him. But let that, imagine if that was like Anthony Volpe is different because it's just different, right? But imagine if Judge was using a torpedo bat, the kind of hate he would have got for that. Come on, man. Boone. Yep, Boone got to step up. Celia says, hey guys, I also think the division is probably over. The wildcard series against the Red Sox is going to be brutal. Yeah, I mean, the division isn't over, right? But we need the Blue Jays to lose. I thought today was going to be the day. I was so hoping that they were going to lose. At one point, Tampa Bay had like a 2-1 lead. I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. But unfortunately, they couldn't do it. They could not do it. So we'll see. Yep. What's up, D? My man D's in the building. Best thing we win the ball. Oh, I can't even read, guys. It's out of control. It's crazy. Best thing, we win the Baltimore's best on the bump. Oh, we win with Baltimore's best on the bump. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We got through that was the toughest pitcher we should be facing this weekend. So we got to do our part, right? That's what I said before. Like, we just don't lose. Just don't lose. And it's crazy, right? How we're tied, right? Just one more win. I could think of maybe 30, 40 games. And I'm like, man, we should have won that game. If we would have done this right, you know, if they would have not messed up here, we could have won. Even recently, this month, we had a few games that was like, come on, guys, we should have won that one. But look, at this point, I'm just happy that they're finally turning it around at the right time, right? And I'm trying to see the positive of things, right? So let's say the Yankees do win the division and they get whatever days off. I guess it's gonna be probably, it ends up being like a whole week off, right? 7 days off. 7 days, man. If let's say you're in a hot streak, you're Aaron Judge and you're in a freaking hot streak. 7 days off could like really change all of that, right? So when you're hitting and when your team's in a groove like they are right now, you don't really want a 7 day off stretch. I get it. It didn't really affect the Yankees or the Dodgers last year. But and I'm not saying, look, I'd rather have the division, but I'm trying to look at the bright side, right? The wild card maybe it could be a good thing, right? We'll see. The worst thing about it is that it's the pitching. As at this point of the year, I don't care who you are, every arm in that bullpen and in that rotation is they're fatigued, man. These guys have thrown 140, 50, 60, whatever, how many innings they've thrown. All these guys in the bullpen pitching all these innings. This is the time of the year where they starting to feel it, man, and every day off helps the recovery. So I don't know. Obviously, we want the division, but you know, at this point, I'm happy the Yankees put themselves back in position to win it, and I do feel like all the pressure's back on the Blue Jays, without a doubt. All the pressure's on the Blue Jays. With that being said, though, we put ourselves in this position by losing all these games during the season that we should have won. You know, playing terrible baseball for the better part of 2.5 months. Yeah. And look, that's why I always say it, even in April, people are like, relax, we got 6 more months. I'm like, dude, every game counts. Every single game counts. So when I see a punt lineup, right, I get upset. When I see Devin Williams coming in after he blew 3 big games in a row in the 8th inning in an important situation, right, high leverage, I get upset. Because at the end of the day, look, we just needed one more win, right? One more win, and we wouldn't be right now. We'd be celebrating that we're the first place Yankees. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Yeah, Devin Williams gave away at least 6 games. Like, I'll forgive Devin Williams if he freaking pitches his ass off this postseason. I'd forgive him. Yeah, Duvall does have so much potential. The dude is, when he's on, man, his stuff is filthy. Mr. Killer says, if we get postseason Stanton and regular season Judge, that'll be a dream come true, right? You know, there's a crazy stat. I forgot what it was, but they had said it one time. When Judge and Stanton both hit home runs in a game, the Yankees are like, the win probability for the Yankees are like 95% or something like that. Something crazy. So, yeah, you know. But look, we want the division, but we can't rely on that, right? That's pretty much out of control. All we could do is win these next 2 games. I would say, you know, a wild card matchup versus the Red Sox is not ideal. It really isn't. That's probably the one team you don't want to face in a wild card, right? Because they have pitching that we've struggled against. But I do feel like the Yankees could beat them. I feel like the Yankees are a better team than them. There's no reason why we could beat them. Even with Garrett Crochet, who cares, right? We could beat them. They got to get it done, though. If it does come down to a wild card, we've got to get it done. And we need our guys to step up, like the same way they've been stepping up these past 2 weeks. You know, like today, Judge with a big home run. After that dude hit that 3-run home run off Will Warren, it was looking like, oh man, this might spiral out of control, right? But no, immediately Judge answers with a 2-run home run to put us back on top, and we never look back. Like, we're gonna need that. We need Freed, Rodon, all these guys to do their part, and I'm pretty confident that we could beat the Boston Red Sox in a 3-game series. Again, though, we got to do our part, man, and play clean baseball. Mr. Snow says he don't trust his Blue Jays to win 4 in a row to guarantee first. Yeah, man, I hear you. The thing is, though, man, like, even then, the Yankees, we got to keep winning, too. Because if the Blue Jays lose and we lose, that's it. You know, it don't make any difference. We just got to keep winning, the Yankees. What's up, Roy? Appreciate you joining us, Roy. Demon D says it looks like a pitch that most people would foul off, but he just muscles them out the park. Are you talking about Stanton? Stanton he's a monster. He is an absolute beast. Let me see. So what am I doing here? All right. Give me a second, folks. I'm trying to pull something up.
His 24th of the season.
All right. Mike Trout just hit a home run. I'm watching the Mariners game. Yeah, anyway, Demon D says, like a bear emerging from hibernation. Come on, dude. Like a bear emerging from hibernation. Hold on, let's put the... Like a bear emerging from hibernation as the weather warms, Stanton senses the coming of October and is emerging from his slump. Mr. October is awakening. Let's hope so, man. My man wrote a whole novel. What the hell was that, dude? Yeah, but I think look, I'm not worried about Stanton, man. Stanton's a big time player. He comes through, but he's gonna have his ugly at bats. It's gonna happen, you know. I'm really like, we need Judge to step up. We need Judge to be Judge, right? We need Judge to be that guy, and then we need everybody to just play their role, and we'll be all right. If the Reds win tomorrow, the Mets lose, the Mets are eliminated. Dang. You know what? Thanks for bringing that up, because I was looking at that. Let's see. This is the Toronto's box score right here. Oh, shoot. What am I doing? All right. What? The Mets lost? No, they didn't. That is crazy. Okay, hold on. I gotta look at the standings. We gotta pull up the standings. Damn, the Mets. I feel bad for Mets fans. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel bad for them. You know, like how do you just? So right now, yeah, they'll be eliminated officially. Right now, they're eliminated because the Reds have the tiebreaker. So they officially are not in the play. If the season ended tonight, then man, where my Met fans at? Let me know how you feeling, man, because we're gonna have to talk our counterparts, right? We're gonna have to talk our little brothers, right? We're gonna have to talk them off the ledge, guys. So if you know a Met fan, call him or her. Make sure they're okay. Check on them. Yeah, man, we gotta check on them. Do a health and welfare check on them, because it's not looking good over there in Queens. Really not looking good. King Cohen he's about to hang people. For real. Man, that's sad. That is absolutely not good. My bad, guys. I'm going to play with this for a little bit. See what's going on. These things are terrible. What the hell is that? They all suck. Dang. What's going on with the Mets? Roxy's good. She's out there. She'll be scratching the door trying to get in here, but she's preoccupied with the kids. They're up late because it's Friday, so they get to chill for a little longer. Theo Harris, I'm scared to play Boston in the wild card if they start Crochet game 1. I mean, they're gonna start Crochet game 1. Like that's gonna happen. I'm not really that scared, right? Because look, they start. Let's say that scenario plays out and they start Crochet game 1 and we beat them. At that point, they are in super duper trouble, you know, because Brian Bayo, however you say his name, yeah, he's been tough on us, but he's also had some bad outings. His last outing was bad, and you don't know what you're gonna get from him. He's not as reliable as Gary Crochet. So, and we've hit Gary Crochet. Judge has hit a couple home runs. I mean, we haven't hit him great, but we've been able to score against him. So, but I would say this: they are the toughest matchup that we can face in a wild card right now. They're the toughest matchup that the Yankees could possibly face. Let me pull this the wild card up again. I want to look at the AL wild card as we do our rounds. Yeah, the Tigers are holding on to dear life for that last wild card spot. Crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still thinking about the Mets. Like, it is absolutely insane that this is where they're at right now. Just crazy. That's not good at all, man. That is not good. So yeah, if the Reds win, and you know the crazier part is that the Reds are playing the best, even though the Brewers, they don't care, right? They don't have to play, right? They've clinched everything that they can clinch. So but they're still the Brewers, right? They're supposed to be the best team in baseball right now. And man, and the Mets are playing one of the worst teams in the Marlins. Even though the Marlins are tough, they've had a good second half, but that's not good. Crazy. It's crazy. He may put a man or two aboard but when the going gets tough, also bears down, loving how much a bulldog closer he is. Yeah, I like Bednar, but he's our best option. I don't have full confidence in him yet, though. But I have the most confidence in him than anybody else to close out a ninth inning. But I'm not there yet. Like 100% confidence, I'm not there yet, to be honest. I'm not. Warren hasn't been great lately. Yeah, Warren is not going to see a start in the postseason. I'd be shocked if he sees. He might not see any time on the mound. He really might not. Like barring something crazy, right? Like a starter gets knocked out early and we need somebody to give us a lot of innings, then you might see him come in. Arizona's beating the Padres right now 2-1. And the Dodgers are beating. Oh no, it's the Dodgers versus the Mariners. Oh no. Bro, I can't see shit. That's bad. That is bad. Mr. Snow Game says, do you realize if you guys lose tomorrow and the Jays win, the division's over? I mean, yeah, dude. But we don't plan on losing. That's the point. We don't plan on losing. I get it. I get it, man. I mean, but look, I still think the odds right now, being that look, Tampa Bay, I get it. They play these guys tough sometimes, but I don't know. It's going to be tough, man. We just got to worry about winning. We got to win these 2 games and hope that somehow these guys going to lose. I don't see the Blue Jays losing versus Tampa Bay, though, for some reason. I just don't. But look, the most important thing right now, right? We want the division, but the most important thing is that the offense, everything's clicking a little bit, you know? Everything's clicking. The bullpen looks a lot better right now. Some guys that we really needed to get going are starting to get going. And we hope that carries into the postseason, whether we're a wild card team or the division winners, right? Either way, we just gotta keep rolling. Keep rolling. That third game against Boston may be a momentum shift in favor of the Jays. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I already knew. Look, that was a game that they were expecting to lose. And not expecting to lose. The Jays, that's where they moved Bieber to today, right? They shifted their pitching because they were like, look, you know what? We're going up against this is a game that we might lose anyway. So if they were to win that game, it's a positive. It's just a plus. It's a bonus. They were expecting that, you know what, we might lose yesterday's game, but win today because we're going to put our best pitch out there. So they played that smart and they aligned it perfectly. I think we need somebody like Caminero, or one of these guys, man, in Tampa Bay, freaking Jonathan Aranda, somebody. We need one of them to have a big night and go off, you know, with the offense. And freaking give them a L, give them a loss. And if it doesn't happen, look, it doesn't happen. You know, at the end of the day, we can't blame nobody else but ourselves. We went through 2.5 months of baseball where we were like the worst team in baseball. And look at it, we're tied for first right now. We got swept versus Toronto in Toronto. Like things like that, man, you can't have that happen because it comes to bite you in the ass later, you know, and that's what's happening right now. Mark Leiter Jr., 25 pitches, not too efficient. But there was the Goldie Bobble. Yeah, Mark Leiter Jr., he's going to be on the roster. But he is not the guy you want out there in high leverage situations. I think last year we kind of used him a little too much, but we didn't have nobody else to go to. And we were a man short. Last year they put talking about in the World Series specifically, we had and in the ALCS, we had what's his name? Freaking Marcus Stroman. We had him on the roster and he wasn't used at all. So we were essentially playing with a man short. We were playing with 12 arms and a 24-man roster because we had one guy that did not play at all. Sheila says, I mean, Jason, do you really see Toronto losing one of these last 2 games? It seems like they're getting hot again. Anything's possible. I don't see them losing. That's why I say I don't see them losing one of these last 2 games. But look, we can't even think about that. We just have to win these 2 games. And then it's up to them, right? Put all the pressure on them. Because if we go out here and lose a game, then we're doing them a favor. But if we win, every time we win, it puts pressure on them that they need to win, So, and if it doesn't happen, look, it doesn't happen. I'll be honest with you. To me, we're kind of playing with housemen because a week ago, I thought the Yankees had no chance of taking the division. A week ago, I felt like the division was over. We just look at the wild card, right? And we're here. If we get the division, great. If we don't, at least we have the top wild card spot. So we'll be playing these games at Yankee Stadium. And that's a slight advantage. That's an advantage to me. But we already know that Boston loves. Apparently, Alex Cora said they love playing in New York. So, but I think I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of Boston. I really do feel. I know that the Yankees are the better team. Like we should beat them. But it's up to us, right? It's up to us. If we revert to that team that faced them, and the Blue Jays, if we revert to that June team, that June-July team that was struggling, then it's over, right? But if we keep playing like the way we've been playing lately, the Yankees have a legitimate shot. We really do have a legitimate shot at going all the way. It sounds crazy, right? But it's there. And with that being said, I don't know. I haven't seen my man Yankees for the win, bro. If you listening, man, where you at, bro? I want your input because you were saying the Yankees were not making the playoffs at all. So, anyway, let me say what's up to TC. TC Steels is in the building, man. Can Tampa win just 1 game, please? I know, right? TC, I'm in favor. If they don't win a game, we should evict them. I'll just evict them. That's it. Mr. Snow says, Yanks play 1 p.m. tomorrow. Yep. So we will know if the Yanks can lose the division or not before Jays get even deep into their game. No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what Jacob pointed out earlier. But if the Yankees do win, since we played before you guys, that puts pressure on you guys. Because I'm pretty sure they're scoreboard watching, right? I know you are. They're scoreboard watching. So if the Yankees win, all the pressure is on Toronto to win, right? At this point, it's your division to lose. It's your division to lose, So, and we better. I'm gonna be honest. Look, we're better than this team is. The Yankees are better than Boston and better than Toronto. They're the best team in the American League when they're playing like they've been playing the last few weeks. When they're on, right? But like we have the talent. I think we're the most talented team in the American League. The thing is, though, man, we've also seen the ugly side of this team, right? It's like a Jekyll and Hyde. We've seen the ugly side. And it's like, man, when this team slumps, they slump hard, right? We've also seen our manager make some very questionable decisions, right? That can't happen at all. So we'll see, man. I'm glad that it's October baseball. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It really is. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sheila says it's hard to believe the Rays can't win 1 game. Like, can they seriously not win 1 game? Is that they don't care. Look, all these guys, I'm sure they care, but at this point, they're like, look, man, we got 2 more days, especially the teams that are not making the playoffs and they know it. It's like in 2 days, man, I'll be back in the Dominican Republic, or I'll be, in the freaking Maldives, or I'll be in Cancun, wherever they go, man. I'll be with my family chilling. I'll be sleeping in. Don't have to worry about, you know, being at the ballpark at this time. And you know what I mean? Them guys, some of these guys, a lot of these guys have already checked out. You know, they've already checked out mentally. Brett Beatty is dealing with a possible oblique injury for Carlos Mendoza. There's concern his season could be over. The Mets will know more tomorrow. Then that's so unfortunate because Viento's defense is questionable, right? Let me ask you guys, son. I know we're not we're not Met fans, most of us here, right? But it is a question to be asked. Who for the Mets season, right? Who you think should be blamed? Are you blaming Carlos Mendoza? Are you blaming David Stearns? The GM? Is it Cohen? Is it Soto? Who's to blame for this this collapse, right? It's pretty much that's what it is. Not even maybe like just fall from grace. Because at one point they were the best team in the MLB. Who do you blame for this freaking absolute collapse? You know, who's gonna be the fall guy? I think Mendoza's out of there if it don't work out. But I don't think it's fully Mendoza's fault, man. I think it's a lot of that. You can't go into the season with no pitch, and we knew this was going to work. I think Met fans were delusional. They were trying to, you know, they got a little delusional. I already knew it wasn't going to work. This whole Clay Holmes experiment wasn't the best bet. Re-signing Minaya. Minaya had a good year the year before, but he was not the guy really. He got lucky, right? This dude switched his whole style to like being a sidearm pitcher and wasn't even that great, right? The whole Frankie Montas thing, like you already knew that wasn't gonna work out. So I don't know. Tough. Kodai Senga, he's falling off the face of the earth, man. That dude, ever since he got hurt and then he tried to come back in the playoffs, he hurt the Mets last year in the playoffs. And they were pitching him, and then coming back this year, like he hasn't been anything good. You know, you don't hear about that pitcher. What was that young pitcher they had, Tonga, whatever? That dude had one good start, and everybody thought he was the best thing to slice bread. Where's he at, right? I don't even know, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't been doing that good, right? And it's not his fault because he's young. But that's why I was telling Met fans, like, bro, chill out. The dude had one MLB start. That don't mean anything. Rays left two on in the ninth. Yeah, they left a lot of people on. Crazy end to the season for a bunch of teams. Yeah, it's getting crazy out there. Really crazy out there. The fact that the Tigers. This is crazy right here. Hold on. The Tigers is the worst, though. That is the worst fall off. Like, I did not expect that to happen at all. At all. Look, put it this way, right? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong division. Even the Astros, who the Astros are completely, just 2 weeks ago, they were in first place. Not even 2, maybe a week ago. They've fallen off completely too. Look at the AL Central though. They're tied right now, but I think the Guardians have the tiebreaker, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, look, you see that, right? That's as of today. I'm going to put September 1st. Where was the standing? On September 1st for the AL Central. Look at that, man. The Tigers were 10.5 games up on the Guardians. This is September 1st. September 1st. And then pretty much 3.5 weeks later. That is terrible. They're 1-9 in their last 10. They've completely fallen off. They're not even a 90-win team. Not even a 90-win team. At one point, they look at this. It's crazy. This is absolutely insane. It's crazy. Just crazy. They've won 6 games in the whole month of September. 6 games in the month of September. That's just wild, man. That's wild work right there. Wild work. Evict them and triple the rent. Yep. Sheila says the Orioles seem like they were playing the Yankees tough, but the Rays look flat out there. Yeah, the Orioles hate the Yankees. They want to beat us just because, you know. Tampa Bay, I don't think cares. A lot of them guys are young and, you know, with the Orioles too, but I think Tampa Bay is like, look, whatever, man. You know, there's no real rivalry between Tampa Bay and the Blue Jays like there is with the Orioles and the Yankees. The Orioles are bitter. They're bitter because they should have been the #1 team. A lot of people had them projected as first place, you know, coming out the AL East this year. Didn't work though. Jose G, what's up, man? Who cares who we play, to be honest? Wild card of division. They have to go through New York, to be honest. And Max and Los are 2 top dogs in the MLB period. Yeah, they are. I mean, look, yeah, it's good. You got to get it done. You got to get it done. Stearns is responsible, no starting pitching. Yeah, it is, but it's tough to go out there and spend all that money. The thing is, right, they gave like Soto all that money, right? After that, it's like they had to go cheap. Even though they did give a lot of money to Minaya. I believe Minaya got like 20-something million. I don't know, man. I don't know why they try to freaking save a pitcher, right? Like freaking they went to the shelter, to the pitcher shelter. Like you go to an animal shelter and rescue a dog or a cat. They went to the freaking they went to the pitching shelter and try to rescue some pitchers, man, and it didn't work out. All the Devin Williams blown saves are killing us. Yeah. If we could just get one of those back, we'd be all right now, right, TC? One of those back, and we'd be in first place. LA's being the Mariners right now, 2-1. The Dodgers. I don't know why I said the Angels earlier. I'm bugging. I do kind of wish Jazz would just get a little more serious at the plate and base running sometimes. He looks slow. Nah, Jazz is fast. I think at this point of the year, I'm sure he's hurt. Everybody's hurt. Nobody wants to get hurt, you know. Nobody wants to. These last 2 games, like, I get it, they're important, obviously, but nobody's gonna go along and try to hurt. They probably like, look, man, just please stay healthy. The most important thing is being healthy for the postseason. Yeah, the Mariners. Yeah, I'm watching it right now. They're losing 2-1 in the 5th inning. Ooh, what a play. What a play. Crazy because the Tigers were dangerous last October. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, man, I didn't expect the Tigers. I thought the Tigers were going to be a real serious contender, like, so I know to look out for. And they were. But this whole month, they've completely just, that's a collapse. That's a, like, man, they're a freaking dumpster fire right now. It's that bad. These lame Dodgers fans. Nah, they good, man. Nando is good. They're gonna talk a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna troll, but they cool with me, man. We have an understanding. I don't mind the trolling as long as it's funny and interesting, but when it gets corny, it's like, all right, come on. Now it says Jazz shouldn't gotta be so annoying in real life. I don't know. Oh, got you, man. I got a TC. I owe Sunil. I owe Sunil a chain. I got it right here. I just haven't been able to mail it. I gotta take it off this plate right here. Volpe had another blunder on base. He has no baseball IQ. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, that could have been another run. Man, he I will say this, right? He's looked a lot better lately, right? A lot better. But stuff like that, you can't have that in the postseason. You just can't. But I don't want to kill him too much because so has Jazz and so has Caballero. That's why today Caballero didn't, like, he was like kind of skeptical about running because he's been picked off like 2 or 3 times already. there's not a knock on Caballero. I still think Caballero should play more than Volpe, but I'm just saying, like, stuff like that is gonna happen. It can't happen though, right? It just can't happen. Do I think Volpe starts in October? Yeah, I do. I do think he's gonna start. Unless he goes out there and makes 2 errors or something crazy, he's gonna start. You know, and that's just what it is. Caballero had a shot. He didn't look. He did have a shot. He played good. I think he played good, but he didn't play it well enough to like really take that job. You know. And then when Volpe came back, and it was set up for Volpe to win. They made it easy. They set it up for Volpe to win that little trial or to win his position back, right? They sat him down versus that Boston series. The tough series, when we were facing the toughest pitching we faced all month, right? Was in that Boston series. Then they sat him for that whole thing, say, well, he needs a shot in his arm, whatever. They gave him like a week rest. While everybody else is hurting, they let him recover a week rest and work on things and stuff. And of course, when he came back versus the White Sox or whoever was the Orioles against this half-ass pitching, yeah, he looked very good. He looked a lot better. Of course he did. It's not a knock against Volpe. I just think that the Yankees, they made it easy for him. You know, like, that's what it is, you know. And so did the fans too. And let's be honest, a lot of us here, we're like, well, he was hurt, you know, so that explains why he didn't play well. That's what a lot of people think. A lot of Yankee fans. Not me personally. Me, I think that, look, this is who he is. You know, he's gonna be a 215 hitter, maybe hit 20 bombs, you know, and that's what you get. And play just mediocre defense, right? Not terrible, but not great either. And that's not good enough for shortstop of the New York Yankees. It's just not good enough. Let's put Volpe last. Let's put last 10. So this is last 10. And this is all his season stats. 212. Not great. 667. Not great. On base percentage 273. I mean, and not even good. This is just not good, right? This is not the player we want Anthony Volpe to be. I traded all 19 home runs for a 350 on base percentage. You know what I mean? You could take away all those, every single home run. I don't care about them. That's not what we want you to be, Anthony. We want you to get on base, to steal bases, and play good defense. That's it, you know? Do you guys actually not have a bat and a better infielder, a better bat than no? We do. We have I think Caballero's better, not by much, but I think Caballero's better. You know, slightly. I'm not saying he's a way better player than him, but I think he's a better option than Volpe. You know, but let's see. This might be a make or break October for Volpe. Yeah. We'll see. I really think that Volpe, man, I think his body starts breaking down. Like he can't, I think he just can't hang with the physical demand. Because it seems like every time he gets a lot of rest, if you give him a week off, he comes back and plays a lot better. Every time he has like a good solid week off, after every All-Star break, he does good, right? For a little while. Last year in the postseason, he did good, but he had that whole week off because we had to bye. And you know, so I think it's an issue for him physically. Maybe he's not a guy that can really play a ton of games per season, you know. That's my hypothesis, right? It's a theory, but I think it makes sense though. Volpe should be the backup shortstop. Cabby should be the starter, but Boone and Cashman see Volpe as the golden boy. Cashman's pride is his undoing. Yeah. I think, look, if Volpe could play the way he's played these last 10 games since he's came back from the whatever they gave him like a whole week off or whatever it was, because apparently he needed a cortisol shot or whatever it is. If he can play like that, then I'm not mad at it, right? He has been a lot better, but we'll see, right? We're gonna see. And that's another conversation that we're about to start having. I've been talking about it already for a while. Is this playoff roster? Not everybody can make the playoff roster. Who's gonna get left? All these position players, not everybody could be on it. And I think that, I think Austin Slater can't be on this roster, right? I don't even know why they played him today. Like, unless they really thinking about putting him on the roster, is either gonna be him or Dominguez. Hey, either him or Dominguez is not gonna make the playoff roster. Austin Slater or Dominguez. And the fact that they keep putting Austin Slater out there, I'm like, why? You know, unless they're not sure who's gonna be on that roster, you know. Because if you already knew, if they had it in their mind, like, yeah, Dominguez is definitely going to be on this playoff roster, then why not play him? Why not give him all the reps? You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting what to do. And then we have the bullpen, right? The pitchers. Remember, guys, we can only have 26-man roster. 13 pitchers, 13 position players. And you can't carry more than 13 pitchers. So somebody's coming off that roster too, whether it's Blackburn, whether it's Mark Latta Jr., whether it's Will Warren, right? Somebody needs to come off that roster, right? So Healing Man's Heart says Dominguez ain't gonna be on the roster. He most likely will be traded next year. Yeah, but and then even then, if you're gonna trade him next year, why not put him on the roster? That gives you more value. Another team is going to be like, wait, this dude wasn't even good enough to be on your roster in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I agree. Jason over Slater. I want Jason over Slater. And here's the thing. Here's why, right? Because Jason Dominguez, his defense it's an issue, right? It's not the greatest. It is an issue. But Slater hasn't shown me nothing since he's been here. You know, today he had a ground ball, right? I don't know if you guys caught this. He hit a ground ball and running it out to first. You can tell he's like he wasn't even running hard, and not even because he didn't want to. Like, you could tell that he's still laboring that hamstring, or maybe he's still afraid that he might hurt it again or something. But he was running like a person who didn't want to hurt himself, you know? And I was like, damn, is something wrong with this guy? He hasn't shown me anything behind the plate. Nothing, absolutely nothing behind the plate. We haven't got anything since he's been here. I don't know why. Like, if they put him on the roster, I'm not sure why, you know, to face left-handed pitching. Well, we got somebody who does that, right? Amer Rosario. We got people already who does this. So why? I mean, for defense, okay, I understand that. Maybe for defense, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. So, you know, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I feel like you got to get Dominguez on that roster, man. Yassine, what's up, man? If the Rays don't win the series against the Blue Jays, the Yankees need to tell the Rays to move to another MLB ballpark next year. Yeah. Yassine, once again, like always, you're late to the party. We had a whole 20-minute conversation about that. I said they should be evicted. What was it? Ace said they need to triple the rent. Something like that. Yeah, they got to win a game, man, hopefully. But it's not their fault, man. We should have done better this season. We should have won one more game, right? We should not blown, you know. Or that game, remember that game in Texas where Boone brung in Devin Williams? He brung in Devin Williams and he blew the game after he had just blown a game, like the day before. And we were all like, that was a game like that. There was no reason why we should have lost that game. None at all. So, I mean, it is what it is. The Rays only need to win one game in the Yankees sweep, and it's over. Yeah. They only need to win one more game. Well, actually, no. They need to win both games. We just need to win both these games, right? If the if the Blue Jays lose one game and we win both of these games, we're the division champs. So we just got to keep winning and hope that they lose one somehow. The Martian has to play tomorrow. At least let him pinch run. He created havoc. And he's had a lot of big hits, you know. Look, I get it that they're not high on him from the right side of the plate. And we have a shit ton of lefties, and they're not high on him in his defense. But I'll take the Bingers over Austin Slater any day, man. I haven't seen nothing from him. Me personally, like, and I was excited. I was thinking he was gonna come in here and like do good, you know, from all the highlights I've seen of Austin Slater. I'm like, okay, this guy can hit. No, nothing. You got to be careful when you watch highlights, man. A lot of times I watch highlights, and obviously you're watching the highlights, so you think this guy he's awesome, but they don't show the bad stuff. Instead of a highlight reel, they need to show a blunder reel, you know, of the player. Stuff like that. As I watch Cody Bellinger make that season-saving catch in the background. All right. Would you say that if the Yankees don't win the division, the Blue Jays win, it is a disappointing season? Yeah, it's a disappointing season. I mean, unless we win the World Series, right? But let's say the Yankees, and this just hypothetically speaking. Let's say we don't win the division and we get bounced in the wild card. Would you say it was a successful season? Like who could say that it was a successful season if the Yankees were to not win the division and get bounced in the wild card? I would say it wasn't. Look, and I would say it wasn't a successful season because we shouldn't even been in the wild card. We played 2.5 months. We were the worst team in baseball for 2.5 months. I mean, I think it's incredible that we actually that we're in the position we're in now. We're tied for. It's crazy because for 2.5 months we were the worst team in baseball. For 2 months we were the worst team in baseball, and then for 2 months we were the best team in baseball, right? So it's crazy like that. But when you think of all the games, right, Yassine, think of all the games that we should have won. Think of all the lineups that we were like, what are we doing? Well, we punting this game, essentially. All the times they're like, you know what? We're not even going to use our good pitching because we're down 2 runs. So we don't care. Just so many, and it's just all the blown, the bullpen really. How many games has the bullpen blown this year? Think about it. How many games have they blown? We shouldn't even be in this spot. This division shouldn't even be in question, man. The Yankees should be 95 wins already and good. But yeah, that's what I said. NYYJ. For 2 months, we were the worst team in baseball. And for 2 months, we were the best team in baseball, you know? But look, that's what happens, man. And I say it's unacceptable because and with all that being said, we did not play our division rivals. We didn't play the teams in the AL East well, right? Especially Toronto. They kicked our freaking ass, you know? Thank God we got that 2 game that, you know, we won 2 out of 3 that last time we faced them. We got the first series and the last series versus them. But when we needed it most, man, we got swept by them and embarrassed. I don't know. To me personally, not winning the division is it's a disappointment. It is a disappointment, but it's not the end of the world, right? If we don't win the division and we still make it to the World Series, right? Or the ALCS, at least, you know, and even then, look, the only successful season is the season you win the World Series, right? But I think the worst thing that could happen is getting bounced in the wild card, because then you got to really ask yourself, like, damn, why were we even in the wild card? You know, why were we even in the wild card to begin with? We shouldn't have been here. You know, that division is ours. Like, we should have won this division. You can't go 2 months and just fall off the face of the earth. Look at a team like the Tigers, right? Unfortunately for the Tigers, their big slump is happening at the end, right? Yeah, I don't know. No MLB team will have 100 wins this year. Yeah. I mean, you don't need 100 wins, though. That's why I said 95 wins. We should at least have 95 wins, you know? And that's being generous because we've blown a lot of games, man. We've blown a lot of games. And I'm not talking about like, hey, that's baseball. It just happens. No, I'm talking about straight, blown, terrible play, terrible everything. Just unacceptable baseball, right? There's unacceptable mistakes. We've seen it. You guys seen it. We watched it with me. Like, I mean, but with that being said, look, you know what forgives everything? Winning. I don't care what anybody did. The season's about to be over. It's came and gone. Like even Anthony Volpe, right? To me, he had a terrible season. But let's say he goes off in the postseason. I don't care. I'll forgive him for the regular season because he went off in the postseason. And the same for Judge. Like we need Judge to come through in the postseason too. You know? That's what we need. Our slump months, we win 20% more. And we are way ahead. Yeah, not even 20. At this point, I'm talking about just one game, right? Just one game. How many games did we blow that we were up? I'm talking about up, like a lot of runs. Just one more game, you know? Then the National League kick our ass too. Yeah, but with the National, I don't care about that. I mean, like, see, right now the issue with the Yankees and the Blue Jays, or even the Red Sox, I'm not sure if it was a tie between the Yankees and the Red Sox. I think even the Red Sox have the tiebreaker versus us. The thing is, we didn't play the teams that are in our divisions good. That's why the tiebreakers are going to them. You know, see, it'd be a different story. Like if we had just not gotten swept and won some more games versus the teams that matter. You know, and when I say the teams that matter, I'm talking about the Red Sox and the Blue Jays, the guys who are in our division. But you could always be the New York Mets having your season crashed upon 3 different times by Florida. Yeah. No, I know. See, but look at even that, right? See, right now the Mets and the Reds are tied. But guess what? That tiebreaker goes to the Reds. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, that's what I mean with the Yankees and the you have to beat the teams in your division. You know? You just have to. Right now, the Reds and the Mets, if it ended today, I believe the Reds have the tiebreaker. So, same thing with the Yankees. Look, this is us right now. When I look at this, all right, look, I see this. And I'm sure every team could think and they'd be like, man, we blown games. Every team could look back and be like, man, we should have had that game. We should have got. But with the Yankees in particular, right, I could think of so many games where there were sure victories and we blew it. And then even before the June swoon, I'm talking about April, May, I could think of so many games that we just kind of punted, right? Like in a 3-game series, especially in the first 2 months, let's say it's a 3-game series. We won the first 2 games. You best believe that 3rd game, that lineup is looking sketchy. Because there's going to be a punt lineup that 3rd game, you know? Because in the Yankees' mind, they feel like, well, we won the series. We're good. The 3rd game, we're playing with house money. So let's put in these random guys and see if they could do something. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a punt lineup. You don't want to do that. You gotta play every game like you're trying to win it. You know, it's not about, oh well, if we win the first 2 games of a 3-game series, we're good. We're good. Throw the second string players in there. No, you don't do that, man. You go for the kill. And that's why, because at the end of the season, like now, that one victory, that one game it's just huge, right? Yep, it's all about October. Yeah. Yankees are winning the 2025 World Series. Yeah, Jose G says we winning the World Series. I hope so, man. I hope so, dude. I'm going to be right here cheering. If we win, man, I might cry. I'm going to be honest with you. I might cry. I might really cry, man. In my lifetime, I haven't missed one ticker tape parade, right? One Yankees World Series parade. So best believe if we win, I'm gonna have to get a flight and fly over there and go to the parade. Remember when the Yankees did a bullpen game after the All-Star game against the Braves? Yeah, exactly. I seen like even like a game like that, right? Who thought that was gonna work? A bullpen game after the All-Star game, like this. There's so many games that I could think of so many. Yeah, so you brought up a great point that I'm like, man, that didn't have to happen, you know? And then when you get to this part of the season, you're like, look, that was a game. If we could only have that game back, right? I get it. At the time, it didn't seem like that important, right? At the time, it didn't seem that important. It's like, well, we got a whole half a season to play. But it's like, come on, we really had to do that? We didn't have to do that. We didn't have to do that. Remember they brought in Rico Bronya. What was that guy named? They used to play for the Mets. Rico Bronya. He was on the team he wasn't even on the team 24 hours. They brought him in just to give up 10 runs or whatever it was. And I was like, come on, man, what are we doing? My man, Chef Nick, what's up, man? Always good to see you too, man. I appreciate it. Celia says, healing. So to healing men's hearts. I honestly think the Yankees have a chance to sweep this team, although Sunday's matchup is going to be tough. The problem is I don't think the Jays are going to lose another game. That's just me. You know what? Let's look at the Yankees pitching matchup, and then we'll look at the Jays matchup. So our pitching matchup tomorrow is Sugano. That's a game we should win. Cam Schlittler. Look, this is the game before the postseason, before potential game 3 start from Cam Schlittler. I want to see Cam Schlittler pitch well. So that's tomorrow's matchup, and then the final game of the season, game 162, will be Luis Hill versus Kyle Bradish. All right. Based on his numbers, I'm assuming this guy was injured. He's coming off an injury. It might be a tough match. You're right, but look, we can hit this guy, man. We can hit these dudes. Who are we gonna look at? Let's look at Toronto. All right. This is tomorrow's. They got Trey Savage going up against Joe Boyle. Trey Savage, he's a rookie, right? Super duper rookie. This is his third game. I get it. He's good, but look, I expect. The thing is, though, I don't know what Tampa Bay. Half their team should be in AAA. I don't know. We'll see. I know Joe Boyle. I don't like that, guys. I feel like oh man, I feel like Toronto's gonna smash that dude, Joe Boyle. I'm hoping that freaking Tampa Bay could score some runs on Trey Savage, because that might be a high scoring game. Joe Boyle. And then we got and then their Sunday matchup is it's not posted. Their Sunday matchup isn't even posted yet. So I guess determining whatever happens tomorrow is going to determine who pitches on Saturday for these guys. It's crazy. Crazy. Let's look at, all right, I'm going to put this right here. This is the Yankees versus tomorrow's pitcher. The stats versus this guy. Versus Sugano. Jason Dominguez better be playing. He's 3 for 5 versus Sugano lifetime, so he better be playing. Judge has great numbers. 2 home runs, 6 for 8 versus Sugano. Oh, yeah, we better crush this guy tomorrow. I get it. He had a good start. His first start against us this year. He had a good outing, but we should crush this guy. Jazz got good numbers against him. A lot of home runs versus this dude. He gives up a lot of home runs too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I feel like if the Blue Jays win tomorrow and the Yankees lose, then yeah, Gausman ain't gonna pitch on Sunday. I doubt it. At that point, they just say, you know what, just rest. Cody Bellinger's 3 for 7 versus him. Yeah. Let's look at, you know what? I want to look at Toronto. Yeah. All right, I got to let this thing load for a second. Agreements, snow gaming. They have to pitch Gosman on Sunday if needed. Yeah, it's only if needed, though. Only if needed. What's up, Aiden? Yep, Cam is pitching tomorrow. Trey Savage sounds like a modern day rapper. I know, right? Trey Savage. He got a cool name, though. I like his name. He got a cool name. It's better than Custodio. People been calling me Custodian my whole life. Like, what does your dad do? Is he a custodian? Healing Rays. Rays just need 1 out of the 2 and we sweep. Rays just need 1 out of the 2 and we sweep. I don't know what you mean by that. Be on the bench. Even Tony V has good numbers. Yeah, let's look at this. Does this load? All right, this is Toronto versus Joe Boyle. Okay. They're going to crush this guy. Well, not really. Look, in 21 plate appearances only. So they don't have a lot of history versus him. 21 plate appearances, average 190. Yeah, not a lot. Who you guys trying to pull up here? Cam Schlittler last 10. The guy only has 10 starts. What you talking about, brother? You could just pull up his whole season stats. Yeah. I mean, not a lot to look at there, quite frankly. You know what I'm going to do? Let's pull up Kyle Bradish. Yankees versus Kyle Bradish. Just to give an idea of what we're facing. Man, IKF is a good pickup by them. That was a huge pickup by them. I guess him or any Savage today's were 21 Savage, right? Or any Trey. He got Trey and Savage. Trey Savage, right? It could be Trey Young, right? Not Trey Young. Who's the singer? Trey Songs, right? Anything with a Trey or Savage is a cool name, right? Mets Laws. Yeah, we know that, man. Check for Sunday. I can't check Toronto for Sunday because they haven't even posted a picture yet. So the way I have it set up, if the picture's not posted, it can't pull the stats. So I'm gonna check ours. So this is versus Kyle Bradish. So we have faced this dude a lot. And we have not fared well. Not great. We haven't fared great versus this dude. A lot of only 2 home runs and a 228 average versus him. Volpe's Judge is 1 for 8 versus Kyle Bradish. Not good. Ben Rice 2 for 3. You want me to check Detroit versus Boston? What you want? Boston versus Detroit or Detroit? All right. Detroit batters or Boston batters? Yeah, so look, you see it, guys. Not great numbers there. Not great numbers at all. All right. Let me switch this back over here. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm doing me. Anyway, IKF was huge for, yeah. Actually, guys, Boyle just pitched against the Jays 2 weeks ago and shut them down. But I feel like they were slumping back then. But we just looked at his numbers. And it's not great. Not great. We'll see, though. I think the Jays, that's somebody that the Blue Jays, they can hit, man. They got to hit. Check you out, man. Take care, D. Appreciate you. Berger would be a dude I like for New York. Barger, you mean, right? Yeah, he's a beast. He is a beast. Let me see if that Detroit thing pulled up yet. Nope, hasn't pulled up yet. Oh, you know what? We're looking for tomorrow's game. That's why. Sorry. My bad. My bad. Jason, we just beat Parker tonight. Their number one pitcher. The Yankees ain't scared. I'm not saying they scared. No. That's what I'm saying. We're not scared. If they scared, man, we got bigger problems, man. I don't think they scared. I think that we're not scared of nobody, man. I think, me personally, I feel like we can beat even if we face Boston, we could beat them. I feel like there's not a team in the American League, from what I've seen this month, especially this month going into October, there's not a team we can't beat. There really isn't, right? So it's been the same thing with the Yankees all season. Like, we just can't beat ourselves. I feel like this year we've beaten ourselves a lot, right? So if we could just play clean baseball and do what we do best, right, and just keep playing like we've been playing, we'll be all right. And we need our guys to be our guys. We need Judge to be Judge or some form of Judge, right? We just can't have this guy fall off the face of the earth. We need some form of Aaron Judge there, right? Got to do something. Giancarlo Stanton, same deal. I think, when I compare this team to last year, this team is better than last year's team. This team is better than last year's team, but this team seems like they like to shoot themselves in the foot more than last year's team did. And last year's team did that a lot, right? We saw that. But this team is better. I feel like this team is better. And if this team could start clicking on all cylinders, it's going to be dangerous. We'll be dangerous. And we're there yet. I feel like we're starting to play. We're starting to click on a lot of, and we still haven't been our best form. I feel like we can. This team is on paper. When you look at everybody, if everybody could do their job, right, with the amount of talent we have, it could get real scary for all the other teams, right? For the rest of the league. I don't think we can beat any team, right? There's not a team that we can't beat. I'll say that. And our pitching, look, when you look at our pitch, I get it, the bullpen. That's the thing. Which team are we gonna get, right? Are we gonna get the team we saw this past week, the bullpen and everything, or are we gonna get the bullpen we saw a month ago? Like, but when you look at pitching in terms of being healthy, position play, in terms of the whole team being healthy, right? Let's start there. The Yankees' whole team is pretty much healthy. And then when I look at our rotation and our bullpen as a whole, I think we have the best bullpen and best rotation right now in the American League, at least. So that's a plus. And then when you look at the position, I think we have the deepest bench. We have more depth. But again, these guys got to do their thing. They got to pitch. All that could get thrown out the window if our bullpen blows one. You bring in a pitcher and he gives up 7 runs. Everything goes out the window at that point. Or if one of our starters goes 3 innings and gives up 6 runs, can't have that either, right? And we've seen those things happen too. So that's what bothers me. Yankees defense and bullpen scares me. It scares me and it doesn't, right? Because the bullpen, it scares me because we've seen them blow it. But when you think about it, it's like, man, this bullpen should be a lot better than this. It should. So that's what we're hoping for, that they can pick it up. I'm trying to adapt my mindset and tell myself the Rays are winning tomorrow. I mean, we won't know. The Yankees haven't even clicked. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they've been playing very good the last week, but they still haven't even fully turned it on yet. I'm hoping we get a chance to see that, right? Because if they do that in October, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, and we need them. And it's not only that, we need Boone too to make the right moves too. And the other day I didn't stream. I haven't been streaming a lot lately because I've been I've been working really early, so it's been killing me. But when was it? Was it 2 days ago? I don't know. Oh man, I can't remember. But Boone's been making some moves that have been questionable. But he's been getting away with it because we've been winning. You know, the Yankees have been finding ways to win, and we hit home runs and everything. But there was a couple moves that I was like, what are we doing? You know? Like the other day, he left it Almer Rosario to face the righty. I wasn't really mad at that because I was like, you know what? Let's see if he can hit it. You know, let's see if he could do it versus righties too, because he's been killing the lefties. But that was a situation. It was a big spot. Unfortunately, we won that game. But I was like, you know what? In a situation like that, you probably need to go Dominguez there, right? You gotta bring in the lefty. He did it, and it backfired. Rosario struck out, but. Anyway, we need our manager to manage well, and we need our players to just don't freaking do stupid shit, right? Sometimes I feel like the Yankees beat themselves with the stupid stuff, the errors, the bad base running, stuff like that. If we don't do that, I think we'll be all right. And working counts, right? Stop swinging at every first pitch, things like that, the basic stuff. Lauder Jr. should not be in the game today. Slater, too, should not have been in the game. Yeah. I don't know why they're playing Slater unless they're planning on playing him unless they're planning on putting him on the roster in the postseason. Then there's no point. See that, and that bothers me. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Unless I don't know how I'm gonna feel if they take Jason Dominguez off that playoff roster and put Slater on there. I might feel some type of way. And look, I'm not the highest on Dominguez. You guys all know that. I said that they should probably trade him. I've said it before, even before they sat him down, because I was saying it, yo, this dude's defense is a liability, right? They need to probably sit him down, right? But I do think he's more valuable than Austin Slater. I don't know, man. We'll see what they're gonna do. I think that'd be crazy, dude, if they don't start him. If they don't put him on the roster. Good night, Jose. I'm about to get off to it here in a second. We need to do better at scoring with runners in scoring position. Still not playing. Textbook sack. Ball behind runners. Penn has been very good, but still room. We need 17 pitches per inning. 17 pitches per inning. You talking about from the bullpen or from we need to make the opposing pitchers pitch at least 17 innings, 17 pitches per inning. Yankees aren't a small ball team. They are station to station and home run first. Not a winning formula. That's why the Jays scared me. No, but we could though with guys like Caballero. We've seen that they've been trying to adapt and they can do it. They can do it, and not all runs have been off the home run. I mean, today I think it was, but lately we've been seeing little rallies here and there, you know. But we also have been seeing the ugly too. We've been ignoring a lot of the bad stuff because we've been winning. But we've been seeing bases loaded, no outs, nobody scoring. We've seen a lot of that too. We saw the base running mistake today by Volpe. So we've been seeing people getting picked off by lefties on first. We've been seeing some bad stuff too. We just haven't said anything about it because we've been winning. Or less than 17 pitches, yeah. We went and got more athletic. We need to put more running pressure. Yeah, but I think they try to force that too much sometimes. There's a time to do it and a time not. Sometimes you don't have to take the risk. A lot of times, like trying to steal third with nobody out. Why? You know? With nobody out, you're trying to steal third. Why are we doing that? You know? It makes no sense. Especially with two outs, you're definitely not trying to steal third. That don't make no sense at all. So, yeah. But anyway, folks, man, if you haven't liked the stream, please like it. If you haven't done so, that's gonna do it for me, man. I've been on for quite some time right now. I'm gonna get some sleep and enjoy the weekend, guys. Enjoy the weekends. I'm gonna start doing more open panels and stuff. If you guys are interested, I wanted to do it today, but I didn't have anything set up. So that probably gonna start maybe next week, right? During the postseason. We'll start it at least once a week. I want to do a open panel where people could come on. I don't want to keep people on too long, so it'll be like 10 minutes, and then, you know, everybody, you can have your 10 minutes so you can shine on screen if you want, but go live mid-game tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I have some things to do tomorrow. I think. I know Sunday I have to work. What time is Sunday's game? Let me check this. I'll pull it up here. All right, Sunday's game is 3:05. So that, yeah, man, that's 2. I might be at work still. So, yeah, I might miss that game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like going like mid-game during the, you know, like I don't do play-by-plays because I don't think I'll be good at like a play-by-play type scenario. But I was thinking about doing like watch-alongs and stuff. But when I'm watching the game, a lot of times I'm snacking. I'm messing with my kids, with my dog. I'm never just watching the game right here. Most of the time, you know, most of the time I'm sitting in the living room and I got my kids around and they're doing stuff and you know, chaos. My house is freaking, it gets a little hectic sometimes. But anyway, folks, that's gonna do it for me, man. I will be here tomorrow evening after the game. Hopefully Yankees win and Toronto loses, right? That's what at the end of the day, that's what we're hoping happens. We need Toronto to lose, okay? We need them to lose. So I need Caballero to call up his boys on Tampa Bay and tell them, look, man, I get it. You guys have checked out, but do us a favor, man. Freaking smash these dudes. Please. All right. Yeah, definitely. Family, always family first. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, if you haven't liked the video, please hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed day, a blessed evening, and enjoy your weekend. Peace, y'all.
Chalk on the corner, fair game in the air. Aaron's bat sang, but the call wasn't fair. Stripes in the dirt, blind to the truth. Judgment day ruined, no replay to boost. Robbed on the line, truth in the smoke. Boone in the dugout, temper provoked. Hands in the sky, crowds roar choked. Stole the homer, faith in the game broke. Lines don't lie, but the humans do. Green monster grin, but the call askew. Boone stormed out, spit words like fire, till Blue tossed and called him a liar. Robbed on the line, truth in the smoke. Boone in the dugout, temper provoked. Hands in the sky, crowds roar choked. Stole the homer, faith in the game broke. Cleats on the base game, paused and rinse. Judge plays clean, but they stack the fence. Crew in the masks, deaf to respect. Baiting the Bronx, who do they protect? Fair line narrative, curving the truth. Pint glass cheers turn silence in the booth. Boone's red fury, no seat to recline. Ejected, but still, the vibes on the grind. Robbed on the line, truth in the smoke. Boone in the dugout, temper provoked. Hands in the sky, crowds roar choked. Stole the homer, faith in the game broke.